Well, good afternoon, everyone. Good to be here with you. So 4 years ago, President Trump ran on a promise to put a stop to America's endless wars. Today, as just announced at the Pentagon, President Trump is keeping that promise to the American people. President Trump understood that the way to end those wars was to adopt a peace through strength approach to the world. He rebuilt the American military, which had been decimated by defense sequestration under the Obama administration. He required our allies to step up their game. And America's NATO allies are now spending $400 billion in additional defense spending over the next 10 years. And they've contributed more troops to conflict zones in places like Iraq and Afghanistan. I just finished a phone call with Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg of NATO, and we discussed regional issues, and I thanked him for the alliance's continued contributions to the West's national security and to freedom and security in our overseas missions in countries like Iraq and Afghanistan. President Trump empowered our great armed forces to defeat 100% of the ISIS caliphate. That caliphate was the size of Great Britain, stretching across Syria and Iraq when President Trump took office. And he authorized the daring nighttime raid that brought justice to the founder and cruel leader of ISIS, Bakr Abu al-Baghdadi. Under President Trump, the U.S. military and intelligence services have wiped out most of the al-Qaeda leadership, striking that organization which perpetrated 9/11 in Mali, Yemen, Afghanistan, Syria, and other locales. President Trump's resolve and America's strength has also led to peace in the Middle East. From the historic Abraham Accords to the peace deal with the Taliban that has led to inter-Afghan negotiations, the world is safer because of the Trump administration's policies. Moments ago, Acting Secretary of Defense Miller announced major troop reductions in Afghanistan and in Iraq. Effective January 15, 2021, American troops in both countries will go to 2,500 personnel. Those troops will defend our embassies and the other agencies of the U.S. government doing important work in those countries. They'll enable our American allies in their important missions in those countries. They'll defend our diplomats, and they'll deter our foes. By May, it is President Trump's hope that they will all come home safely and in their entirety. I want to reiterate that this policy is not new. This has been the President's policy since he took office, and it's a policy that I talked about specifically with these numbers at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas in October. So it's appropriate at this time to again thank our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marine, and Coast Guardsmen, and especially their families, and especially those families of our fallen heroes and of our wounded warriors. They have made tremendous sacrifices for the fight against terrorism and to keep our country secure. They're simply the best men and women this country has to offer. Critics have said that the President would not be able to rebuild our military, strengthen our alliances, wreak havoc on the terrorists, bring peace to the Middle East, and end our forever wars. Yet he has done that and positioned us to win the coming great power competition. Any one of these achievements would merit tremendous praise. Taken together, President Trump's foreign policy and national security record is comparable only to Ronald Reagan in the past 2 generations. Thank you all. God bless our men and women in uniform, and God bless this great nation. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Thank you very much.